Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.
What's up, viewers and subscribers? Welcome. What going on here? What going on here, people? As usual, you know, so me have to check to see if the sound up and running. Just a check if the sound up and running. What going on there? Hold on, I see 6 messages sent. Check. Cash. Check. Cash. Check. Yeah. All right, so my sound up and running. Yeah, man. Who in the building already? Alexa Dixon, what go on? Me there, man. Carl, what go on? Simeon in the building. Big up yourself, you know. Christine, what go on over the Grenadian side? Denali, what go on? I say everything is on point, all right. Loud and clear. Paul Watkins, I say loud and clear. Roll with it. Big up yourself, you know, Jupiter. Where you gone? Saturn? Oh, you're there on 2 planet. Big up yourself, Carl. Zebev, me there, you know. So people, me have an important document we want to go through tonight. Because this is not all about talk, you know. This is all about ensuring that the right thing happen. We have to go through the issues and the views that concern these athletes. Seeing? And we don't just want to come here to have pointless conversations. We want to ensure that the people them in the know in terms of the regulation. Because I heard yesterday that this transfer thing might hit the athletes where them now will get that 5G, 500G there until transfer is completed. Seeing? So we want to go through the transfer, the whole transfer bylaws to see if everything is on point. Because we really want to know if the athletes were misguided or not. Will it work or not in terms of, you know, the choice that they made. Seeing? You get to me, I say? So, them thing there. So that what we want to discuss. You get me? We don't want to have the people them say Ray, when I know Ray, and all of them things there. So, you know, somebody did ask if the athletes them get the proper guidance. Seeing? And we did say, why they must have to go through them checks and balances. They must have them attorney that to go through documentation. And even if that is not the case, they have to, you know, live with whatever decision they make. Them already weigh the option. You get what I say? They already would have weighed the option and they have to ensure that they know. Now, the J3 has put out a press release and I say, yo, ensure so them follow the guidelines. And they are also, they contacted the athlete and they're also saying that, you know, they're not going to block anybody. They are not going to block anybody. They want to ensure that, the athletes are going through the proper channel. Yeah? So that is critical. And I like that what the J3 said that because I think they want the public to know that there's a certain amount of guidance, certain amount of channel and proper channel that the thing has to go through. And remember when we talk about say we need to have programs and forums like these, somebody linked me and I said the J3s might come on the program or reach out to us to come on the program so that them can have a conversation, because there also is some information that is floating around that is not true. So they would love to come on the show to have a conversation so the persons can actually, bury some of the things that are not supposed to be out there and possibly get ideas from the fans. Get ideas from the fans. So they can better. Because as I've always said, I don't think the rant of the fans and the athletes and the stakeholders in track and field wants bad for the country where the athletes are concerned. These people talk about the sport because they love it. These people share their point of views because if you were on and you heard HP chat track last evening, how passionate she was in terms of the things that she has been saying years about how to improve the J3s, things that can be done to ensure there's a better relationship with the athletes. That is what we are about. You get what I say? So we want some sort of equity right across the board. When and as I said, why the J3s will always be the villain or whatever they would want to be called, it is because there's no transparency. So the fans don't know what is happening. No press conference has been held to discuss issues like these, live press conferences. When teams name, no press conferences. So these are some of the things we want to break. These are some of the things we want to see happen. There should be some sort of relationship between the federation and the fans. Fans are stakeholders too. A lot of times, even athletes, whether you play football, tracks, basketball, sometimes they don't want the athletes to be criticized. And I'm always for not dissing the athletes, but we can give our criticism once it's constructive. Yeah, I believe that because people invest in our sport. When somebody call in and said that them not get no sleep because of this that is happening, this is someone that would have been invested in the sport. You see me? So wait upon some more people for forward. We see 100 people over here. I'm gonna see we can big up some more people and read some um some words from the chat. Where's Jupiter said Bon J series. Gregory Sweetin said, hey coach, it's legit once there is a full report from Turkey. It's already in the pipeline. Only God knows who else will be induced. Amy, big up yourself. I said yesterday that the people want about 15 athletes. I do one video and talk about it, and some people have burned me out, so 15 athlete rated. People them need a sprinter and see them get Ophelia from Nigeria. What is that saying? That is saying that it is part of a greater thrust from them to put together a 4x1. I say it last night, but you're not paying attention. You're not paying attention. All right. No bad news tonight, coach. No, man, I'm not getting no bad news tonight. No bad news. Kevin Mort, what go on? Catherine Richards, big up yourself. Dana Taylor, big up. Gregory Sweating. IOC has a strict policy guidelines as they will protect the athletes. Iana, good evening, everyone. Dr. Dan, big up yourself. What's the timeline for payment? I don't know. That's why because me hear of the payment thing, me go dig up the regulations. See it? And that we're gonna go through line by line. Well, not line by line. We'll go through some of the important parts so that you guys can see what is happening, and then we can determine if them all get them door. Carl say I'm nervous. Turkey usually pay though. Okay, objectivity. Big up yourself. Talent saw a tweet on Twitter saying, wonder if our next country send Turkey to sabotage us because they did this sneaky move right when he come close with the world championship start. No, me a question it. Then Ali, me said that long time. It one day if it's a conspiracy, you know, but more so the athletes will be benefiting, so people might not think it is so, but it could be. Coach, the LSU connection is making me nervous. Abby Star, big up yourself, you know. J3 is shame, them shame. Tenacious, what go on? No man, not yeah, you're right. You say it right, not. Joan Clark, best up yourself. Soul Chaddy say, honestly, coach, they are not worried about the field athletes departing. They benefit from the track athletes. It's not right, but it's what I think. Okay. I'm not against an athlete leaving for better, but not a mass raid like this. That's my issue. Turkey seeking sprinters. They are looking to build a 4x1. Yes, Shem. Remember me tell them last night, watch your video. You say MVP tell Turkey no when them ask for 2 sprinter. Yes, Denali. I think you are say say Frano can't tell nobody that. Well, it is what it is. Me just leave it at that. You see, me get the information and me share with you. I don't know, I try if it tear down the information. And when me no say, yo, coach, I be secretive. Coach now go call no name. So no stay now. But guess what? Me understand the game now. You see me? Jane, people please like and share the live. Big up Shem. Raquel, what go on? See me soul defender in the chat them. Raquel, big up yourself, Raquel. Raquel na ram for run with some people when them attack gibberish. All know me no sleep it. Really? They in the galaxy, so you can't sleep. Jupiter Saturn name. No, but I'm not gonna call the athlete's name Denali. But me I tell you say something go so. I have the name. Well, I one name me get. But a simple thing forget the other name. You see? But when me I tell you now say rate me a make up story. Why I not understand? Why would I not make up story? How this are gonna benefit me if I make up story to be disloyal or dishonest, sorry, to the people them? That don't make no sense to me. You can't even put a face to the organization. That leads to speculation as no information is coming from the administration. Algie, big up yourself. You're putting in the work. Yeah, man. That may be so, Shem, but do you believe Turkey will be able to siphon track athletes from MVP or racers? If you don't watch the video, them try, you know. Well, me don't know about racers, but me know say they make a step at MVP. But they were told to balance their little self. This one not going anywhere. So balance their little self. Yeah, objectivity. All right. Me know objectivity, me know say person like you pay attention for really not. That's why I'm nervous about LSU. Coach did Hakeem Blake registered for championship. Yes. Yeah, man, him registered for the 100 and the 200. Rumors around is down the net is that the Turkish athletes them are upset and wondering why Turkish government not spending money on their own athletes. Yeah, but remember, I said there's something circulating as well that the big Turkey have the biggest payout in the Olympic history, you know, in terms of if you win gold, silver, and bronze, you know. Remember that document is floating around to Emmy. So that is something else. And there's also, it seems as if it's the Turkish, the Ministry of Sports versus the Turkish Federation. So yeah, whole heap of things, whole heap of things, whole heap of things. At the end of the day, World Athletics and IOC have to approve the transfer. So we'll see. Yep. The more I think about it, the less worried I am. Our athletes are showing overwhelming interest, which is leading to this feeding frenzy. Yeah. And also to, you know, I think many of these athletes or the Turkish sports ministry would have they would have written to the AIU athletics to inform them what the federations are doing. That is what Favor Ofili did. Yeah, and that is what the Turkish sports ministry said about Roger Stoner, because he was about to quit because the NFL never worked out for him. So basically, they must have them pretty much save him career. I hear that the Turkey Track and Field Association not pleased with the sports ministry. Yeah, that little rift go on this Verna. Yeah, man. Good night, all. Found out about Favor of Phillies. So unfortunate. Another rising potential gone, all because of administrative blunders on the part of the AFN. Yeah. And remember last Olympic, they did not register. They did not register Favor to one of the events. And that was devastating for her. I think that was one of her pet event. Yeah. So she indicated that she's quite frustrated with the federation. Come on, tell us who they would want to talk to. Sound like modern day slavery. Yeah, people are insinuating that as well, Carl. That's what I was saying. Why not invest in their own athletes? You want to pull athletes from other countries. Because I think in recruiting, Sonia Lee, what these recruiters do is they try to fill the gap that they are avoiding. That's how recruiting goes. And that's what they are doing. MVP athletes are students or graduates. Some students are on scholarship from MVP. MVP athletes. Some of them go to UTech and train at MVP. Some of them are professional athletes and probably do classes at the same time. Big up yourself, Marston. Greetings, Tony Green. Oh, go on. That's exactly why it would be difficult to seduce the MVP athletes, coach. Not impossible, but difficult. Not with Glenn Mills. Objectivity, big up yourself, you know, on that super sticker. $50. A US or Turkish money that. It already know objectivity. For the good work you have been doing. Big up yourself, man. I appreciate that. Denators can mash up the like button. Yeah. All right, Raquel with a super sticker too. $10 up on the board. Big up yourself, Raquel. Appreciate it. Ariat Edwards, Odie. Yeah, so big up to the two super chat them. Yeah, man, Raquel, I generally in the chat, you know. See, anytime I drop no video and nobody attack no little foolishness, Raquel to the rescue. Onika, what go on? So, people, me I go pull up the thing now. We are go through it, you know. Toki, big up yourself. Where's a US dollar? you. All right, so I'm going to pull up the transfer of allegiance regulation document seen by the World Athletics. And we're going to go through it so we can, you know, have an idea what the athletes are really. So there it is on the screen. All right, I'm looking for that move. All right. On a probably not see it still no, but yeah, I'm gonna big it up a little bit. So of course, in any article, them are gonna have definitions. So you have the applicable person, them definition that has the meaning given to it in the integrity code of conduct, era official as the meaning. So we now have to go through all of them. So the overview, national, big it up. So who want to see it? Our national representative competition play a vital role in developing interest and participation in the sport of athletics, and so in broadening the competitive playing base and encouraging the public interests that are vital to its long-term health and success. The incentivize members to identify and develop athletic talent within their respective national jurisdictions, incentivize those athletes to aspire to excel at the highest level of the sport, provide a showcase for the sport to a wide international audience and general commercial revenues that can be invested in development work at every level throughout the sport. So the council therefore regards it as imperative protect the credibility and regulation of the national representative competitions to encourage its members. So we now have to go through all of them. So here, one try to find the part. All right. So the World Athletics fully respects national laws conferring citizenship and also recognizes that athletes may legitimately wish to take advantage of those laws to acquire new citizenship for a variety of personal and or professional reasons, including in some case in order to secure better opportunities to compete at international level in the sport. However, an athlete's eligibility to compete on behalf of a member in national representative competitions cannot be determined by solely by reference to citizenship because so not because them get the citizenship people they can compete. Yeah, not because them get the citizenship they can compete. So that is what that portion of the article is saying. All right. Yeah, man, we know say Turkey has scored Jamaican athlete. Remember, I know people, this is not new, no. We know say Turkey gets some athletes, but the fact is that this is a huge raid, and that's why it give traction. And these are athletes. 3 of the 4 are athletes who got medal in the last Olympic Games. So it have to talk about people. All right. Members that represent territories rather than countries cannot grant citizenship to their athletes. Some countries permit dual citizenship, whereas an athlete may only represent one country or territory in national representative competitions. And some countries have accelerated naturalization processes, enabling rapid acquisition of citizenship in certain circumstances where it is considered to be the best national interest of the country in question, but without taking into account any of the sporting imperatives identified above. Right? So, therefore, the council has issued eligibility rules to determine an athlete's eligibility to compete on behalf of a member in national representative competitions, and B, the circumstance in which an athlete who has represented one member in national representative competition may then transfer allegiance to another member. Eligibility rules use citizenship as a starting point in each case and add further conditions only to extent necessary to protect or advance the sporting imperatives identified above. So, as we did I say, they pretty much acquire the citizenship. That is the first step or the starting point. Right? So that is the starting point. Now, these regulations address to the practical implementation of the eligibility rules to create a process for the monitoring and approval of declarations of eligibility and transfer of allegiance that is designed to ensure the orderly enforcement of the eligibility rules in accordance to the objectives stated above and to prevent manipulation and abuse. So sometimes people can manipulate the system. All right. Now also are binding on and must be complied with all members, area association, athletes, representative, member federation officials, area officials, and other applicable persons. First came into effect July 27, 2018. That's the first effective date, replacing and superseding the rules in force of on this topic before the date. Any eligibility that was established or any transfer of allegiance that was completed under the rules in force before the first effective date are ineffective by these regulations. All right, Nationality Review Panel. The council delegates the power and the authority of World Athletics under these regulations to a special panel, National Review Panel, including the power and authority to determine the eligibility of a particular athlete, further to Rule 4.2 of the eligibility rules, to compete on behalf of the member in national representative competition in case of any question or issue or dispute. To determine applications for the World Athletics approval for an athlete to represent a member made further to Rule 4.24 of the eligibility rules. To determine applications of World Athletics approval of a transfer of allegiance made further of Rule 4.42 of the eligibility rules. To determine whether to waive or vary any of the requirements of these regulations in a particular case. Further to Rule 4.6 of eligibility rules. To resolve any issue that arises in relation to eligibility to compete on behalf of a member in national representative competition that is not already addressed in these regulations, further to Rule 4.9 of the eligibility rules, and to resolve any other issue. So in essence, there has to be a national panel. So what may I get from this? They have to go through the national association. You see me? And if them not go through the review panel, then it might be difficult because this seems to be, and that's why the J3 probably did a stress the points as long as they follow. As long as they follow the guidelines set out by World Athletics. Right? The council will appoint a pool of suitable, qualified, and experienced persons and will designate one of them to act as a chairperson when an application or other matters arises under these regulations and require consideration. So yeah, the member association will put together their own panel. Interesting. Member application. An athlete may not apply to the nationality review panel. Really? A member may, by written application, ask the nationality review panel to determine the eligibility of a particular athlete to compete on behalf of the member in national representative competition, further to rule whatever, to approve an athlete's representation of a member, further to Rule 4.24 of the eligibility rules, to approve transfer of allegiance, further to that, for a waiver or variation of some or all of the requirements of these regulations in a particular case. All right. It sounds sticky, you know. So a member should make an application in accordance with regulations 2.7 as soon as reasonable practicable. Any delay in making an application, and in particular any consequent inability to satisfy the nationality review panel that all of the requirements set out in the regulations have been met, shall be at risk of the member concerned. World Athletics may specify an administration fee to be paid by the member to cover World Athletics costs of dealing with the member's application. The commencement of the waiting period referred to in 2.1 is not conditional on payment of the administrative fee. Each such application must be filed with the chief executive officer or their nominee and must be in the form prescribed by the World Athletics. So I hope that all of these are taken into consideration, because if it doesn't, if they don't, then it might pose problem, and it look like it will cost them. And it have to go through a strict guideline for true, you know. It have to go through a strict guideline. So you can't just write on a piece of paper. Apparently, it look like there's a special document that you have to send in too. So this are telling me that the athlete cannot submit the application on behalf of the member in any national representative. Apparently, a them have to do it. Yo, look at the consideration for application. We're considered that doing so may necessary or helpful and or to ensure fairness in relation to a particular matter, whether brought before it on application by a member as part of a decision or otherwise. The Nationality Review Panel may, at any point, without limitation, request the assistance or refer the application to the Athletics Integrity Unit, but them already write to the Athletics Integrity Unit, apparently. Appoint an independent ombudsman to assist the athlete in question to understand and address the requirements of the regulations and or decision of the Nationality Review Panel. Request additional information from the applicant member and or athlete, example, further proof of citizenship and or residence where applicable. So, the athletes, yo, this really sticky, you know. So, them have to go live at the place basically where this I get. Because if you're not only going to prove your citizenship, but you have to prove your residency. That is where it is applicable still, you know. They can also decide to say, all right, it is applicable in this situation. You have to prove so you live there, so. Exactly, tenacious. May I tell you, it looks sticky. I wonder if they got through this before they made a decision there. Require the athlete and or appropriate representative of the applicant member to attend an interview to answer questions arising. Invite any other member or area association concerned to make submissions and or provide the Nationality Review Panel with specific information. Yo, this sound like commission an investigation into a matter and or monitor confirm the facts on or which an application is based. obtain further information or legal or other advice for third parties, example, on the citizenship requirements of a particular country. Yo, this come like a headache. This come like a headache already. So if this is if they make the decision. Yeah, it seems as if they can do that, Eric Parks. They can. And they can make the process difficult based on how this go. And if them have timeline for meet, this might be sticky. The national so this is how the decision is they go about the decision. The Nationality Review Panel will issue its decision as soon as reasonable, practicable. However, it does not guarantee that it will issue its decision by any particular date. We. It is up to the member and the athlete to make any application as far in advance as possible of the first national representative competition in which they want the athlete to represent the member, which should in any event be at least 3 months prior to the final date for that competition. The National Review Panel will issue its decision in writing with reasons. The chief executive officer or their nominee will notify the decision to the members, area associations, and athletes concerned, and may also publish the decision or a summary thereof on World Athletics official website and or World Athletics official newsletter and other publications. So the National Review Panel really have a handle, I am wondering if all of this or this is just a written document. This is just a written document, and the process not seems so difficult as how it sounds on paper. Yo, man, I tell you, this look like this seems as if it is. It can't be so difficult as how it's sound in other document. Let me read the final page. Rule 41, nationality of competitors. Any competitor in the Olympic Games must be a national of the country of the NOC which is entering such competitor. All matters relating to the determination of country which a competitor may represent in the Olympic Games shall be resolved by the IOC Executive Board. So they have to go to the IOC and the World Athletics. by law to Rule 41, a competitor who is a national of two or more countries at the same time may represent either one of them, as he may elect. However, after having represented one country in the Olympic Games, in continental or regional games, or in a world or regional championship recognized by the relevant IF, he may not represent another country unless he meets the conditions set forth in paragraph 2 below that applies to persons who have changed their nationality or acquired a new nationality. They have to make sure that they are citizens. Yeah. And that's why them go about fast tracking the citizenship, the passport and the citizenship, because they know that that part is important. A competitor who has represented one country in the Olympic Games, in continental or regional games, or in world or regional championship, recognized by the relevant IF, which is International Federation, and who has changed his nationality or acquired a new nationality may participate in the Olympic Games to represent his new country, provided that at least 3 years have passed since the competitor last represented his former country. Want to hear that? This period may be reduced or even cancelled with the agreement of the NOCs and IF concerned by the IOC Executive Board, which takes into account the circumstances of each case. So, even though to represent the new country you have to provide at least 3 years have passed, they can still cancel it. They can still decide, say, oh, it depending on the circumstances of each of the cases. So in other words, every case can be dealt with on its own merit. You see me, I said I'm tenacious. Every case can be dealt with on its own merit. So it no must go up to the 3 years. Hey, I gotta just watch your ride still, you know. Based on what the bylaw you say, you have to just watch your ride. If an associated state, province, or overseas department, a country, or colony acquires independence, if a country becomes incorporated within another country by reason of a change of border, if a country merges with another country, or if a new NOC is recognized by the IOC, a competitor may continue to represent the country to which he belongs or belonged. However, he may, if he prefers, elect to represent his country or be entered in the Olympic Games by his new NOC if one exists. This particular choice may be made only once. Furthermore, in all cases in which competitor may be eligible to participate in the Olympic Games, either by representing another country than his or her having the choice as to the country which such competitor intends to represent, the IOC Executive Board may take all decisions of a general or individual nature with regard to issues resulting from nationality, citizenship, domicile, or residence of any competitor, including the duration of any waiting period. So, This is interesting. This is interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, Rakil, may I talk about the Olympics? Yeah, but based on what it's saying, Rakil, based on what we read about the world, for example, them participating in in the world championship, I don't really see anything specific towards that still, you know. We see them have to set up a member association, them have to go through certain guidelines, certain compliance, the finality, the decision, consideration of an application, because them have to apply all of these things. Them have to get word from World Athletics, all of these things. A nationality panel has to be set up to hear the case, yeah. But it never said nothing about their eligibility to participate in a world championship. So that's what I understand from it, Tenacious. And why I tried to go through this is because I want it to be out there, because we heard word that they have to wait the 3 years before they get the money. They have to represent the country in an international competition before they get the money. Right? And this tells me, based on what the bylaw is saying, that they don't have to reach up to the 3 years. Seem like it have to reach up to the 3 years. Once all and sundry can be proven, they are residents, they are citizens, and they follow the document in terms of submitting the panel review it and all of that. I don't know. So me just put this out there so people can see what I go on. And you can go review it for yourself. But based upon how it's set up, it not just boom, you get a citizenship and that's it. You have to go through a process. And they can decide when they go about, giving the final decision. There's no date attached to it as well. So they can't be rushed on all of these things. Yeah, Algie. Well, whatever the chat want to agree upon. I just put the information out there, and you decide what you think. But one thing I can say is that the J3 is indicated that they have made contact with the athletes and they will not be holding any hardball. Yeah. I'm seeing that too as well in Rocky Hill. It can be rushed through with, I think, a payment. They cover the cost, and it can be done as quickly as possible. but they have to be residents in the area. So what I'm looking at now, possibly the ministry who probably went out to get them, they probably would have already prepared houses, apartments, and stuff like that in their name, and all of these things sorted out, vehicles and all of these things, to ensure that they would have had requisite document in the country, a vehicle, your house, all of those things registered, So I think they probably would have done all of that, which can also prove the residency. And from what I know is that the traveling to this area now is very difficult, whereas the flights might be longer because of the change of route, and also it might be very costly, but I guess that will not bother them, right? The cost. No, they will not be working, etc. How them find live no man something of. Coach, one good thing is that they will get the monthly assistant, which is great. Yep. What isn't right? You nor I have been privy to the details, much less to see the actual contract. So was that the deal with the agent? They are focused on immigration first, based on everything Coach read. No, but based upon what me read, if you notice, they try to fast track them getting their passport and citizenship. I think they are onto something, because they know that part of it is very important. And like me just say, me feel so them get funds, money, and set up housing and vehicles and whatever other things they need to set up in the country for these athletes. You see me I say? What new wave? I asked if me see the contract. Why would that be privy to me? Me no see it. Coach Rakil is loving the fact that we're losing the athletes. Because of who they are, people are going to rejoice, because when Jamaica is weak, and one thing you have to know, if Jamaica is weak in the championship, not go nice, So no behave on yourself. If Jamaica not at Worlds or Olympics, it not go nice. And we run things. No matter what I go on in our tracks, we run things. So I'm in a business where the naysayers them I say. We still run things. It's at the discretion of the governing body. Turkey would be on such recruitment drive if they never had the pull with the relevant bodies. Bigger countries have soft power. Kimani, but remember the J3 has indicated that they have not gotten any document. And the document that they are referring to is the application. So the process can start. And of course, they did say that they are not going to block anybody, but they still indicate through their press release also that they have not gotten no document. So they're still at the mercy of the member association, where they have to set up this panel, the national panel, so that they appoint someone to review all of this documentation. So yeah, man. Well, I'm not sure how detailed is it, but I'm surmising that accommodation would have to be a part of it. Because if these persons are ahead of the thing, they would have already been privy to this document that I'm reading. So they know that residency and citizenship would be much important, or the important piece in going ahead with acquiring these athletes. Turkey have been thieving athletes a while. No, nothing new for them. They know the rules in and out. Yup, that is true, Zebev. Who is speculating new wave? I'm not sure if it is me you're talking to or someone in the chat. Clear up that. Toughy Rudy, big up. Objectivity, misery loves company. I won't share in y'all misery. Rocky, I rejoice, man. But may I tell you, may I say it again. Worlds or Olympics cannot be nice with a no Jamaica or a weakened Jamaica. You know, I don't know the distance, but Sprint Queen is close, you know. I don't know the approximate or the approximate kilometers or miles, whatever they use. But it seems close on the map. But you know the map different from reality. Joan, what go on? We run things. This now run way. We can't keep Jamaica down. Exactly, Joan. Coach, oh, why you ask me that again, Sprint Queen? So J. Ebert is of age to enter into such. Huh? Verna, me no know if I'm me. People not tag me when they not ask the question because I'm reading through the chat. I don't know if you not talk to somebody in the chat or you refer to me. And you talk the line of conversation where we are answer to or respond to. That makes it easier. And it's near to Iran. Suddenly no easy. You know? Rocky Hill, stop it. I know from your comments that this puts a smile on your face, especially if BL announces. Not give him nothing to talk about in objectivity. Tell them, coach, track and field enthusiasts look forward to the Jamaica versus US rivalry. If and when that is no longer a factor, track and field dead. Dead, Marcia. That part in the bylaw, reference date of last competition, etc., will be cemented based on their 3-year wait and prove loyalty as well. Okay. Athletics is born without Jamaica. Simple. Think how we would be if Frana didn't say hell no. I believe the Turkish authority would have set up housing, etc., especially in the initial stages, coach. Later, they can relocate as they desire. Yeah, I said that, Ariat. That would have been a part of the initial. Yeah, I said that. Because based off what we read, the residency part is of importance. They have to prove that they have residence in the country. Coach, have some faith. We will not be weakened. We might not have a good World Games, but Olympics it will be. Yeah, of course we are gonna win. If Stoner is a medal prospect, you know. Wayne is a medal prospect, you know. Rajinja is a medal prospect, you know. Once Jaden is fit and ready, he is also a medal prospect. Because the last time he finished fifth when he was not healthy. So, of course, it will weaken our field aspect. And remember, based off where we're coming from, the field would have assisted us in acquiring some medals. So, yeah. $2,374 kilometers. That near, man. It borders it as well as Syria. I was thinking the same. Turkey, not the place to during these times. Coach, you know that he's paying for the. He's paying for it. Yeah, man, a long time he must sing it, you know. Years he must sing it. So, coach, you're saying there's an outside chance they could perform for Turkey in September. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not sure. Trevor, I plead the fifth on that. I am not saying that. I didn't get any clarity. But based on what I read about the Olympics part, it could be earlier. And not this 3-year wait. Or they might stretch it to the 3-year to prove residency and all of these things. This too shall pass. New athletes will rise up soon. Somebody said, Courtney, are we just going to say new athletes will rise up soon for them to do the same thing again? Ginger, half dead since the exit of Bolt. Jamaica going to beat and teach some Turkish athletes at Olympics. Even the ex-Jamaicans. We are slightly bent, but not broken. Turkey and Iran are neighbors, capitals, 2,300 apart. Conrad Smith, big up. Close, it's right beside, but it's big. The city or where they are might be at a distance. Chacanfield dead from 2017. From Track dead as well, Shelley Pass, her best. Sherika not on farm. Coach, my take on this is it is tough loss for Jamaica, but I believe that they have already made their decision for whatever reason. So give them our blessing and let them go. We do that a long time, Doreen. But a hot topic, so it was still, because every day you hear something new. The US Jamaica is good for the sport. Weakening Jamaica shouldn't be tolerated so easily. Squidward, what go on? Big up yourself, Make them go on. We just carry the turkey with some yam and banana. Oh, we just curry the turkey with. Yo, Squidward, big up yourself. Coach, we never prepared for Bolt's exit. We got caught with our pants down but nonetheless. Citizenship takes precedence over residence. Yeah, we know that. But they still have to prove. Unless it is one or the other. But if you have the citizenship, you don't need to prove residency. So a long time you don't do so much live. You have been leaving us hanging. Yeah. Because we have time. They alone can explain, regardless, people have to live their lives. Trevor, according to the bylaw, they have to be approved in totality. Jamaica tried so hard to grow the field event for another country to reap the benefits. And that's why I say, Marsh, that they are weakening us. So irrespective of another star being born or another athlete rising, we have come a far way with our field event athletes. Is it me? And of course, this is not a good look. But they have made their decision. Coach, we'll get other medal prospects. Tona and Campbell are not locks to medal. All right, objectivity. You're being hopeful. We are being hopeful, but I guess this make room for somebody else. True athletics without Jamaica is quite boring. We bring the hype. Yeah, man, hype section, man. Exactly, coach. Our top tier athletes are forever targets now. This open a lot of doors for a lot of countries. New athletes will rise and go to Turkey. I just hope that this news about after the trials, there might be a mass exodus, will not come to fruition. That's all I'm hoping for. And even if athletes leave, it is not the ones that will hurt us on the sprinting side. Stone and Ebert are more than medal prospects. They are world record threats potential. That's a big deal. Jamaica track and field dead and will go the way of the West Indies cricket when the money came in and bought out the players. Stoner came from 6th before he got that big throw. He's not a lock. Then that tells me that was impressive. Then objectivity. Why you keep saying it's not a lock? That has to be impressive. 6th to first with a big throw. Come on, man. Rakil, we're not even gonna read that. I'm not the least bit perturbed. We win some, we lose some. Wishing them all the best. Yes, he wanted to play NFL, but based upon when I hear the argument, because him not make it, apparently he planned to quit the sport. But according to the sports ministry from the Turkey people, them must say them persuade him right to the AIU athletics to inform them that this man want to leave the sport and not them really, you know? So in other words, that is their special case of saving the athlete's career. So there might be some leeway. When this saga started, I said this was the beginning of the end of Jamaica's track and field. Not necessarily Zebev. Remember, some people have been approached years ago and still never budge, you know. So, coach, them said China raid Jamaica and get Rashid McDonald and send a complaint to World Athletics to ban him. Hey, one thing me can't tell you no. Big boy now go nowhere. MED, one thing me can't tell you no. Big boy now go nowhere. Ono could have deal. China, Turkey, the chicken, the fries, the drinks. Big boy now gonna wait. You realize he was a new pro, right? Even 6th would have been a great feat. Sorry, I feel this way right now. Jamaica track and field turned West Indies since 2017 and beyond. Nah, Ginger, me no believe that. Jamaica cause all of this. All of a sudden, countries that doing all they can to be on the podium. Big up Jamaica, buying athletes left, right, and center. Wee. We need to turn up the stadium this weekend for the other athletes. Yup. But people might not show up. Coach, me notice athletes who transferred in past years get a name change as well. Yeah. Them keep some part of their name, but them add something to them name. Ali and something. Well, we never hear Fisher change no part-time name. Jupiter, Saturn, you're out in a galaxy. That you see from the galaxy. Or it's a level will go to Turkey. You sure about that? Or you just a talk because I like Turkey thing at that? Turkey, our Thanksgiving meat or Christmas meat? A Scott can pull off a surprise in the triple jump this year. Yeah, Jordan are going a bag of things, man. Big up Jordan. People them delusional, stadium might be empty. Lord, why so negative? And why Turkey? What about elsewhere? Saturn, why you say that? Coach, it will work out. However, we need to be able to better look after our athletes. Yup. Coach, what happened to Sherika Williams? She won silver in 229. Yep. What happened to her? Nothing happened to her. She not happened to nothing. Whichever way you want to put it. J3s need to set up facilities and work with the clubs and have some velocity type track festivals and meets in Mobe and Ochi. But not worth us being this nervous. Who say we nervous? We just attack. Having having them objectivity will still put us in a better place than not having them. So anything attack, me have a counterfeit. If we don't have them, we're not in a better place. If we have them, we're in a better place. So anyway, look upon it, it's a loss. Well, if you look on us not having them, it's a loss. It's a big loss. It's sad based on what Scott did a few days and Rickett's consistency. We should use this situation to go through a 3-year factory reset. Whatever happens September, fine, but immediate action is needed. Yes, but we often are the main upsetters when it comes to those games. We never heard the dollar figures to the coach. 500K and all the athletes looking for the bag. Mm. It's sad to say, but I'm not worried. I think we will bounce back. Yeah. Fox. Track and field can dead like something else now, but why wasting this? The difference, you know why I said it and not like West Indies? Because when I look at the infrastructure set up for track and field, even if athletes now run as fast as they should or they can, more coaches are developed in terms of track and field. So the coach's education is very advanced. They still have grassroots development, basic school, primary school, high school, collegiate, and then the professional. So there's still a systematic approach in terms of development. So that not change. Gingy. West Indies, not a lot of kids playing cricket nowadays. Only a few people still are run. Sports day still a keep. So that development is still there. So even if it is dead, it can't be like West Indies cricket. That's the point of me I make. Hong Kong is on scouting to coach. Shaniki loves money, so she might take the deal to go to Turkey and bring level with her. If none of our young girls under age 23 leaves, we will be ready for the Olympics. Ebert will be world record threat in coming years. I miss him already. Let's cheer for who we have and stop crying over spilled milk. Used to win stone flinging contest at sports day when me little. One day if me can go revisit my talent and come in strong. Hey, Janelle, I joke, I know. That's true. Not saying we're in better place. I'm getting comfortable with it. Mm. So you determine that just from the case with ETH. In 2024 Olympics, men's triple jump podium was an all Cuban represented Spain, Portugal, Italy winning gold, silver, and bronze. It's just us. We just have to get it together. Yeah, man. Ophelia get our turkey sandwich, man. Mm. Yeah, man. She get our turkey sandwich. Michelle said, Turkey is a nice place. Puma is the person that sends Turkey to raid Jamaica. Puma has a big running and training center in Turkey. So that's why, if that is the case, that's why they are interested in getting coaches as well, you know. So you see, puzzler put together. If that is the case, that's why they want coaches as well. Oh, you verify that, Rocky Hill? Or you verify that bit of information, though? It is alleged that Ibert got injured at our stadium pit. He asked the officials to rake the pit, and they did rake it as far out, and the sand was so hard he hurt himself. Hong Kong. The fans encourage Kobe to stay, so I believe fans should be as outspoken about how the J3 conducts business. Rocky Hill, since when Puma is a person? Yo, it's not leave. Let's not leave out Ajay Gale. If he's fit, he can be a threat. Coach, what if they had stayed and not medal? Would that make us any better? I don't think they will perform above us. Our remaining athletes will be absolutely well. So who is in it for the discus? Who is in it for the triple jump? Only Jordan in it for the triple jump, you know. Who is in it for the long jump? Right now is only Tajay Gale. Right, Novlet? Chang. The pit, though, the pit tough, so him switch. You're right, coaches they still have grassroots for track and field. That's saving us. Yup. Rocky Hill, where you get that information there? I hope he's not thinking of jumping ship. I heard Puma told them no sprinters now. I'm hearing different. So Puma send them? I that what I say? Google is free. Last time I Google something, I get the ragging out Rocky Hill. Rocky Hill. The last time I Google something, I get it wrong. I now go find a Google. The last time I Google something wrong, Rocky Hill, careful now. I'm to McLeod, him register. Oh yeah, McLeod. Yeah, McLeod did it for true. The point is that we get weak in the field. You know, go on like say in a week. Shem, I want dear Shem. No man, Frederick Dakers not retire. Hey, Frederick have a video up me. I tell us I sample his video. Man, I try talk turkey. Yo. If you can't say if field even get weak, me can't believe say you can't say that. Put on the glasses there. Good. Yeah, go on in a Shem. Money per your brain. But people are lose sleep. Objectivity. Me not lose sleep, but people are lose sleep. What you say? Then touch MVP athlete. You're dead. Then try running one. But tell us that the people them are running. I think they are looking for female athletes. They are looking for female athletes. And me say they're running. Friend of say, nah. Nah. Objectivity, we never know you can be nervous, man. Or you feel nervous. Stand for business, man, boy, you're nervous. To love my Jamaican artists, but I do not have them as winners all the time. No, but at least we're gonna have more people in our events. Novelet Smith Brown. We definitely have people when you're in the competition, you have a chance, you know. Look where Stoner come from and win the Olympic. 6th position. You say Lamar speak our truth and them force her for a track. Which Julian over triple jump? You want Fabian fling big stone? Hey, Shem. Hey, I've got link Ninja. Drop some pressure pill in the chat, Ninja. Ninja a pressure pill boss, you know. man, man said Julian for gonna triple jump. Jaja. And you and gonna You see, and that's why athlete them no like when not cut it up. When I say them things there. I fans them do it. When I say J trace, but me I say fans them make it athletes them leave. Lovely beauty what go on a long time, you know. What go on? If the athletes can prove concerns for their safety while pursuing a transfer of allegiance, World Athletics and IOC can go above JTA to approve it. Okay. From what I heard, those who switch allegiance to Turkey are unable to compete for them until the next 3 years, which is 2028. If that's true, then they gonna what are they gonna do for the next 3 years? Compete on a circuit? Yes, Marsh, are the fans. Fans like Jeff. But man, we gonna do triple jump and shot put. And yeah, triple jump I got too wicked for Julian. Me no know. So the things that they now compete for 3 years. No really think so. That would gonna be hard for them though. Sad. And again, based upon the circumstances where them link what you call it? AIU. Something might happen. I don't know. They switch because of certain things that they're, you know, they feel like if all right, so for Roger Stoner now, him did go try for the NFL and work out. And apparently he want switch stop the sport. But the Turkey people them say them come in and them save him from, quitting the sport. Rajindra now, he doesn't have a sponsor and him still at work in a Domino's. And him probably said the federation, he's frustrated probably with the federation not giving him enough assistance. Let me use that word, enough. So these are reasons where them can use. Winston Willocks, big up yourself. Yeah, that's based on the document I read. That's based on what me hear me read a while ago to Lovely Beauty. See? Based on the document I read, it tell me that for true. It can be or they can override it. Hey, Jev, you see that triple jump? Julian Ford couldn't manage a triple jump. The state where him in and now, him can't manage a triple jump. I think triple jump a boy thing. That rigorous man. All right, suddenly. Me don't know. Well, as we say, his process look tedious, but there's a clause in there say it can be less. So turkey them knows that Jamaica love turkey sandwich, so them rolling with some turkey sandwich. We don't hear nothing from Bobsy. Coach, by the way, Coach Carr is the person on live TV disrespecting Daniel Thomas dad about meddling, needing a nipple buckle. I saw it myself. Oh yeah, he apologized. I think Yeah, man, they apologize. They apologize the next day, man. I think him on something there. KC Graham, man. They apologize, man. Jev have the chat away, man. Yeah, man. Turkish language I run. You see, yes, the Jupiter sat third. I'm telling you, I don't know how to push your athlete level now. All them comment there. Rocky Hill, you so invested in them being able to compete at this year's Tokyo World Championship in September. It not gonna happen. If it happen, me can't tell them sorry. Me can't believe. Rocky Hill said Puma, a Puma send the people them to come recruit. That's not what I heard. I Shakwan, where have you been for the last 3 days? Shakwan, where have you been for the last 3 days? Before I answer you. Shakwan. So let me tell you what go on. You see, the recruiters are in Jamaica and they are in the United States. The recruiters, I'm telling this here, in Jamaica and in the United States. As far as I've heard, there's a mole there, Jamaica. There's a recruiter or recruiters on the ground. Here, panic ground. Jevois so liquor. Yo. So the recruiter there US and the recruiter they're in Jamaica. As far as I've heard. No man, they can't touch Juju. Don't even think about it. No man. Recruiters were part of a camp. They were part of one of the camps on the island. Jeff, go on, go teach, Jeff. Go on, go teach. I migrated for better and I can't judge anyone for wanting better for themselves. Jamaica only nice if you have money to enjoy it and money talks. Kevona Davis good enough. If they're in the US, they have to register as a Turkish agent or they can face prison time. No, you know, hear the report say American agent. You didn't hear that part, Rocky Hill. It did not say Turkish agent. It's an American agent. You stay there. No, man, they can't touch Juju. Shaquan Jaden registered for champs, for trials, but he's one of those athletes who will be getting their citizenship in a few days. So why would he perform at trials? Novlet, me do one video about that long time ago, you know. Go and go watch it again. One more view that. Let's not say for any of these athletes who have switched to even step foot in Jamaica. We say it's not safe. All right, the phone line open now. On a call in. Phone line open, people. Yeah, man, he's an American agent, man. Make him stay there. Novelet, you not do me nothing, Novelet. Why you think you do me something? Should myself go watch a video? A prominent American podcaster said Puma is behind the move. They built facilities in Turkey and gave them money. Garbage, but that's what was said. Me no know. Me no know. Me have to have legitimate documentation for that. We can't like the chat. Um Tenacious. Phone line open, people. At least get 500K now or 3 years time. Based on what the document I would just read, it look like a 3 years time. My tone, or baritone, me no mean nothing of it. Enough more athletes are go get turkey sandwich. While y'all are stressing out a little 13-year-old ran 51, 400, 11, 3, 100. Make we see how that progress Rocky Hill. Serena Cole is a good long jumper. Maybe she should take it seriously. And one from over such school in Kingston. Coach, the athletes seem to get tricked with this contract agreement. I don't know, you know. And as me say, the athletes make their decision. So whatever repercussion, whether it is good or bad, them have to face it. I said Jamaica is a talent factory. Coaches, athletes. See the number there on the screen. See the number there I run on the screen. Soon see it forward, but welcome to the show. You're live.
Yes, coach.
Yeah, man.
Objectivity.
What go on? Boy, from yesterday,
No
your
much.
voice just down here, man.
No man, me good. Me good now.
Okay.
I just wanted to say this. I did a little digging,
Mm-hmm.
and at first, the money that I'm putting out there, we don't know if that's actually the money, right? But
Mm-hmm.
at first, it sound good, but I really know that big a deal, because I looked up income tax in Turkey,
Mm-hmm.
and I might be wrong because I just googled it, but it seemed like them going to get taxed 40%.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So 40% off of them money there. And then you're talking about agent fee, coaches fee, all of the regular stuff that come with them travel and all of that. So I don't really like this life-changing money them I get. Them tempted and it look good on paper. It look better on paper than it really actually going to be for them. So again, I was just thinking when I saw the figures at first, I was thinking, damn, so good money is hard to walk away from it. But at the end of the day, what them going to get checking, check money in the hand. I mean, it's all right, better than what them getting, but I know this earth-shattering money. So I'm still going to have to, put in work and have a long career. It's not like so them can retire when them done. So I just that mean I go say it's good money, but it's not as good as I was thinking before.
Yeah, but
All right.
from what we hear, the younger ones are going to get more than the 500,000.
Oh yeah.
So it's not um like probably a Jaden and a Pinnock probably get more than and a Stone I probably get more than what's his name? Rajinja.
Oh, okay. All
So
right. Well, yeah. I was
and I
saying,
remember these are just base figures that was put out
right,
there
right,
just to
right,
probably have the public talking, but
right.
check them documents, it might even be more.
Yeah, that's true. That's true too. But again, when I saw the figures, I was like, yeah, 500,000 upfront. This is before I realized that them have to be actually participating for the country before them get that or whatever it is. So it's just a bigger figure. I thought it was a bigger figure than it really actually going to be. So it is what it is. We move on. To be honest with you, I was hurt, not disappointed. I shouldn't say hurt. I was really disappointed, more so in the J3s, not having done anything that would even seem like, make them pause about wanting to switch.
Mm-hmm.
J3 is lack of support, especially the throwers or the field events. Make it easy for anybody. For just okay, let me see what I can do over here. So me get that part of it, but at the same time, as a fan, that support Jamaica track and field, and I'm sorry, say them gone.
Mm.
But we move on. We move on. Some hurt other more than others, and I tell you, I would be devastated if anybody from MVP, because I'm a huge MVP fan. Um, I think what they do there is the gold standard, and if any of them was to move on, that would really floor me. I think you may not even listen to your show.
Mm.
So, um, but anyway, me go on, boss.
Yeah.
We got this out.
You know what go on? We have to go link up Sir P to see if he can study that something of way. We have to go link up Sir P. Wanna say all I wanna go over Sir P page when he drop a video and just ask him to investigate this Turkey Jamaica thing. I mean, tell him probably drop a video upon it. Please. Me see 240 odd people on. I know go over there, go flood him something there. Turkey tricks watch. I mean, I tell you, Sir P, I'll give you some information. Hey, see the number up on the screen. Who asked me to post the number again? The number up on the screen. See it around there. NBA, go on, you know. You know, me don't know what to them do, Michelle, but me know them a live them best life. Me know them a live them best life. Them a enjoy them life. Is it? Yeah, man, we have to go ensure a Serpy, flood Serpy page. Welcome to the show. You're live.
Yes, coach. Good night.
Good night. Who this again?
No, Rasta.
Okay, Rasta, what go on?
No, I listen to the program. Listen, otherwise still past few nights, but I don't know why we even act like it's a surprise and stuff to see what's going on. Athletes have been complaining about this stuff for years and so on. But I understand people are disappointed, but the stuff people are saying about athletes, why we're not happy for them?
Who say we're not happy for them?
No, man, listen, man, I've seen the chat and so on and what people say. I've listened to it. It's just happy for the athletes, man. If they want to make better for them life and so on.
I think Rasta, the more people are talk about is the J3s not doing what they do or could do to, better the athletes in terms of putting more things in place. Even though that probably could not stop them from going. I don't think anybody hitting at the athletes, say whatever. Most things what me I say is that why I think it hit the people so much, it is because of the caliber athletes.
Yeah, we don't understand that.
Yeah,
but,
so so you have to really
no,
look
I understand
upon
the caliber, but all right, if athletes are crying out, right, and they're not getting that much assistance, and we know that track and field is actually an amateur sport. It's not a professional sport because we don't have leagues for the athletes to be constantly making money and so on. Because if you're basing Olympics and World Championship grade, they are actually amateur sports. It's not professional. It's only in track and field and so on where people base things off medal. Most other countries, take the NBA, for instance, in the US. Most of at least they don't go to Olympics because they don't need to go to Olympics because it's a league where they make their money. It's not about representing the country.
Yeah,
so
but remember,
track and field is not really professional.
Yeah, but remember with the basketball and Olympics, persons are selected. It's not like you want to go. And a plethora of players in the NBA, so everybody can go.
No, but you have even people who are selected to go, they just choose not to go. Because they don't really make money from going to the Olympics. Right, so it's not look at professional. They at least need to make money because they don't. All right, say for instance in Jamaica, how many athletes I think make 10,000 US a month?
How much athletes in Jamaica?
You think make 10,000? I'm just put it $10,000 a month.
It depends on them contract and how much. Me can't say that because them contract varies and them get them money quarterly. So me can't go say.
We understand that then contract varies. But that's where from them contract we have to pay them coach and all the other stuff and so on. But we know that it's only the elite athletes, which is like maybe 1% of the world of the track and field athletes really make that money.
Probably $2,000 a month if you have to break it down. After them spend out and all of them things there.
Right. So even then the top athletes, apart from Bolt, which other athletes really make money? Even the best athletes in the US, they don't even make. They most time compete and make $20 million in their career. I talk overall over them career. So we should be happy for them. And I heard the gentleman a while ago say check the income tax and so on at 30. Nobody know the contract what the people have and what's going to be done and what's the federation going to be taking for athletes and so on. Maybe they will not even have to pay anything for the accommodation and so on.
No, I don't think that them have to give them residency like houses and them something because
man, them gonna get a lot of stuff. These countries they can do it and so on. So do you think these guys don't look over the contract and people before they're gonna be signing and going?
Carla, well, you have to understand the fans them hurt because of the caliber athlete. So there's nobody in the comment that is bashing the athletes. They say they hurt, but then if you go on because J3 need to do better. That's what I've been hearing. The theme that I've been hearing through the past few days. We have been doing
negative things about the athletes and hope they're not medal again and all that. So even if them had gone and represent Jamaica, they don't have to be medal either.
Yeah, but that are the least amount of people who have said that. Remember, we talked about that if you did listen to the program. So sometimes the negative always get highlighted over the many positives.
But that's basically everything in life, though.
Yeah. I pointed that out too.
Yeah. And we know for a fact that Jamaica they can't pay the athletes.
Yeah, man, we know that.
They can't pay the athletes, man. They can't pay the athletes. Even look at the amount of nurses, teachers, doctors, regular people who go on program, go work, hotel program, people going to try better themselves, but which I wish people had cried out when for teachers and especially nurses leave the country, because when you do that, basically what's happening? Who's going to teach the kids in Jamaica? Look what I'm in society and so on. So that's a greater cry than the athletes are leaving of us. It affects the society more when teachers and nurses leave the country. Because that's basically a brain drain, you know?
Yeah, but somebody would say that you still have the schools that churn out these nurses and teachers, the teachers college. So you might not going to have persons who are experienced, but once them in the thing, you're gonna need people to start to get experience.
We need experience too, but we know that about all the whole medical systems are good. We have to use imported nurses and doctors in the country, so that's affect the country more than at least leave.
Every case is dealt with on its own merit. Sports are part of the entertainment, so if you live your life and you're gonna need entertainment, and you have people invest in entertainment, like support track and field as diehard fans, so you can't say what important to them or what important to the country. I believe to each his own. Some people might just see teachers and nurses leave as nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's important, man. The society move. Wow, it's important, but the athletes don't really get support from the fans anyhow. Somebody says, "Oh, the fans are wagging this anyhow."
Yeah, that is true. That is true. But you have to understand, fans will always be fans.
True.
Some people just follow a sport because them like see the World Championship and the Olympics for true, you know.
Yeah, but me watch high school meet, college meet, any meet I keep in the continental, silver, the gold. When you're a track and field fan, you watch any athlete perform. If you're a true track and field fan, you want the sport to be nice. You want to see competition. It don't matter which country the people represent. You want to see it good. If you're a true fan.
Yeah, man, you're right.
So we still have to support them, boss. Whether them go, them basically are still Jamaica, you know, boss.
So hold on. If Roger got through against Mullins, who you bet for? Who you want to win?
No, I'm not go bet for nobody. I just want to see healthy competition.
All right, who would you want to win? Let me move the bet. The word bet.
Who do I want? No, we definitely don't want to say the one I represent Jamaica with.
Then that the people must say.
Yeah, but no, but we still no. I'm not saying no. Some people are passionate take it too far with the whole thing. Right?
And again,
You
that sometimes are the role of some fans. Fans go overboard sometimes with them
Yeah,
criticism,
but we
with
can't
them
make
comment.
emotion sometimes getting thing and
Fans emotional.
being rational still.
Kai-
To be rational sometimes still.
Which Premier League team you follow? You watch football, don't?
Watch it, but I'm not really so dedicated. I was more a cricket man. But
All right,
the Premier League thing though, look at it now.
Well, no man, you know,
All
make
right.
me don't ask the question. Because you say you know the
Go
Premier
on.
League, so you're gonna Premier League.
No, me watch, but
basketball.
just always saw the thing about Premier League where we are support teams where no Jamaica not even up on the team I play. We are support of the country and everything. So
Right.
if people represent that, you can still support them.
Yeah, but me I say a basketball. All right, me switch it to basketball. You support a basketball team, don't?
Yeah, I support Lakers.
All right. When Lakers now win, don't you get up in your feelings sometime and you curse and your friend them watch the discussion and them something there. And you said that player they should have do this, him should have do that. What kind of idiot shot that you should have passed the ball? A emotion that same way though.
Yeah, but we still watch that team because you want to see healthy competition still.
Me not say you now watch that team, you talk about a team where you support. So you have to understand when the fans them are watch the athletes them are run. The only thing what me not agree with, you know, when them say disparaging things about the athletes, you know, me not agree with them.
Yeah. And trust me, they do that.
Yeah, but yeah. So criticism are gonna be in a sport. They even criticize the Prime Minister.
Well, the Prime Minister is supposed to get criticism. He's supposed to get criticized a lot.
Once in the public, you're putting yourself in the in arm's way to be criticized. I don't so me look on it still.
Yeah, when you're a public figure, yes. So, but at the end of the day, it's their decision because they have to look for the best of them and their family.
Yeah, man, and most people agree with that.
Coach, at the end of the day, you know, when the man retire anyway, then when you see them and nothing go on for them, we see them and cost them too, you know.
Yup.
Somebody don't do their money and a lot of them know so the man them not really make no money. I don't know. All right, I've listened to Asafa for years, Star Boys. Got a long time Asafa Star Boys, you know. Which I remember even him say him coach Tim Ransdell saying wish he was speaking up more when he was in the sports. Like how I thought now. But him say when he used to train him and enough athletes him used to have to give money and take care of buy them spikes and stuff and things because most of them not make no money. Yeah, and I remember one time he have an interview with Bolt on him podcast and stuff like that. But that's something they discuss. How much the country offer them much millions of dollars. A regular thing that go on. And just him alone, I remember I think even Freight and I think Carter them discuss it already.
Yeah, man.
Support. So a lot of time them talk about the support, brethren. This thing has been go on for a long time about support from the J3 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And a lot of athletes are on talk. I told them afraid to come out and talk because a lot of them are afraid to get blacklisted and all them things. But a long time this stuff are going on. Nothing new, boss. So at least them make them decisions still. So I support them on them decisions when they make still.
Yeah, we don't have no other choice but to support.
At the end of the day, brethren, at the end of the day, them all look out for them family, which everybody do it, boss. Yeah, everybody do it. But go on taking the program, man. I play every night, boss. Not even sleep because I was 3 hours night time, brethren. The program nice still.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself.
Apart from Henley, we have a talk all kind of craziness and all that.
Oh boy.
I want to disrespectful because alright. So you see what me and Beaver last night? So all these young athletes listen to all them stuff and I say. A lot more of them might just say, but them man are not really respectful. So if I get some money, just gone.
Yeah.
All right. August, I have one more thing. All right. You see what with Favor or Feel, right? With her federation.
Yeah.
Nigeria. I don't know if you know what I mean. You know, so 2-time then do her from you remember, I don't know if you remember in 2021 Olympics, which are 20, right? Where a 10 Nigerian athletes process, but Ophelia was there that time. She was just turned 18. And them couldn't run because the association, the federation do what they're supposed to do. then do it to her again last year. And she said plain, said she don't really do it for the money because and everybody do it for money, but some people are probably going, they don't want, she don't want it happen to her the third time again, so she switched. Which actually, I expect her to do it. I'm saying to my wife about it, say, I can bet if she get approached or anything, she's the one gonna do it. I'm like, see the thing come out to them, I say, see, they say that.
Yeah, man.
And with her case, I want to tell her so she might get to complete very soon with what them do to her.
Yeah. Her case kind
I
of
tell her,
different.
trust
Yeah,
me, man. She might get to complete. And I'll tell her most of these people they won't get to compete by what 2027. They might compete. They might this world championship, but the next world championship they might get to compete.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Respect, man.
All right, big up yourself, Carla.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Welcome to the show. You're live.
Hello.
Yeah, man, you're live.
Yes, Coach Ragwan.
There, you know.
I listen some program today. I mean, I hear from sports match, Richard Ricardo. I must say, like say, $500,000 people then supposed to get. Like you have in a uniform before you get it. Like say, you have to represent the country, and that's they might give them the $500,000 for the as they sign them.
Yeah, man.
You hear that part?
Yeah, man. We talked about that yesterday, man.
I never listened to the show yesterday. But tell me something. When I talk about the trials that come up weekend, I want to put in something.
Another week, yeah, come up, man. Probably tomorrow or Tuesday.
Okay. Yeah, time to move on to them people and we could discuss what I go on weekend,
But that a part of trials, because so my name then now go in there, so that's why it a discuss.
They're not going in there?
Yeah.
But tell me, them I said too, the J3 can spite them and not give them the go away right away and wall up the thing and then can represent the. Didn't they say like the who control the running? I don't know, the head. Them pass a rule in 2018, so you have to, like if you want to represent, say you want to represent America, you have to, and you're there Jamaica, you have to register 3 years before you can represent the country. Yeah, them have some rule like that in where them it passed the other day and you can't take all the juvenile them and them with it. So you can check it out still about sports match for years, so.
Oh.
Well, you can check it out and see.
Yeah, man, I'll check it out.
You can't just switch and say you're going to run tomorrow.
No, yeah, man, we know that. But the process can also be shortened based on the circumstances of the switch too.
Okay.
So like favor Ophelia's situation, she might possibly, be able to move a little bit faster than others.
Yeah. The fair thing must be done in a May, so the next Olympic is like 2.5 years or so. Maybe she don't even run in the Olympic. But we'll see what's going on. But we'll link you back when you're talk about the Jamaican trial, yeah?
All right, cool.
All right, respect.
Hey, so no savage in our chat though. Yeah. But did Fisher them used to make the team? Remember I said that our next thing, That have to be one thing we have to talk about. Fisher them never make the team. This might sound like hate, but Ophelia won't make it. Yeah, objectivity. Why you get so much problem to that? Eh? Is that an objective statement? In objectivity, is that an objective statement? Objectivity. Is that an objective statement? All right, the person did not call me. I see if me call them back. All right, you're live now on the show. What say you?
Yeah, just want add my little 2 cents to the whole conversation
Yeah, man,
as
go ahead.
regards the athletes them and those who switch allegiance. I know some of what I'm gonna say has been said already, but it's just my take. We know that for a very long time the athletes have been crying in the wilderness and nobody has been answering or listening to them.
Mhm.
Nobody as it regards the J3 and the JOA. I've listened to 3 of the athletes who have switched. They spoke briefly I think Thursday night
Mhm.
on a particular calling show. One of them, that is Jaden, he said his reason for leaving or deciding to leave is because the incident that happened last year at the triple jump pit. He said he literally asked the officials if when he saw that they didn't rake the pit, he asked them if they want me to rake it because he knew that it wasn't raked properly. And then tell him said, no man, go and go do your warm up. And him saying go do him warm up and him get ready and him jump. And when he jump and him realized said the pit wasn't properly raked to the distance when him jump. An official look at him and tell him say, I'm sorry, they never know saying go jump that far. And him hurt himself at that point. And himself for the whole year, him not hear a word from J3. Nobody contact him, nobody ask him how he feel or how he do.
But
Yeah?
yeah.
So, people can say anything as a regard the athletes who's, but they all have their individual reasons for switching.
Mhm.
Pinnock said the main thing that he was thinking about, when he never think twice about it, is in data. In terms of his set of future in data, and those are his words.
Okay.
Nobody can blame him for that.
True.
Rajendra echoed something similar. Yeah? I don't remember his exact words, but he spoke also briefly. But they all echo the same sentiment that they felt neglected or they felt like their needs weren't being met. And at the same time, they have to think about their future.
Mhm.
A caller who called in earlier mentioned teachers and the doctors and the engineers and the nurses and several other professionals, that including even hotel workers who leave. They leave for various reasons. And they leave all in the interest of making a better future for themselves.
Yeah.
It's the same thing for the athletes. I think you alluded to the fact that the difference is that with the athletes, we follow the athletes. Nobody follow the teachers or the doctors closely because they don't provide entertainment for us. We follow the athletes and they provide entertainment for us. Not only that, they bring pride and joy to our country. But once the Olympic is over, once the World Championship is over, once a Diamond League meet is over, who really care about them? Who talk about them? Who call them and contact them? Who help them with the medical expenses and then training expenses? Nobody. So while I personally am saddened to see what is happening with our track and field program, I have no regret or regards for the JT or the JOA as it relates losing these athletes. And if we're not careful, many more will follow.
Mm-hmm.
On the other side of the fence, though, my take on it, some have to go to make way for others who are coming up. The timing might not be right,
Mm-hmm.
but it will work out. We have a resilient set of people, time and time again. And it means that we're going to bounce back. That with this mass exodus, and I call it mass exodus because it's the first time we ever had 4 of our top athletes leaving at the same time, just before a championship. So this, I'm sure, is going to be a wake-up call. If it's not for J3 and JOA, it's for at least the sponsors in Jamaica, the major sponsors, if they care about Jamaica. Because it can't be the J3 alone, it can't be the JOA alone. And those who they call on government to do this and to do that, we have to be more realistic. If all and sundry decide to go into track and field, can the government really sponsor them the way they're supposed to be sponsored and support them?
No.
And you don't want to show favoritism to only the athletes who are at the top.
Mm-hmm. And they might demand more.
They might demand more. How do you really set up a program? We know. Let's not pretend that we don't know. We know that Jamaica doesn't have the resources. We don't have the resources to take care of our athletes in the other countries. And if you think about it, when you look at other countries, and let's use the US for example. How many of the US athletes are working and training and running? Look at Dylan Beard.
Mm-hmm.
He just got a sponsor.
And
the hurdles. Nike just sponsored.
You have Zachary Patterson.
Patterson. Ja'Cory Patterson. And these guys are top. Remember, the US pool is a deep pool, and for these guys to be where they are, and they didn't have any sponsorship. Alicia Johnson, she have a sponsor?
No, she don't have none yet.
All right. People don't realize that this is not unique to Jamaica. And they make it seem as if the Jamaica government, I'm not backing the Jamaica government here or there, I'm neither Penfield or JLP, let me put that out there. I support any government or any party that is doing something good for the country. But we can't lay the blame squarely at the foot of the Jamaica government. Corporate Jamaica has a role to play.
Corporate Jamaica no like sports them way there, so.
No, but they all partake of the pride and joy that the athletes bring home to us.
Yeah, but at no expense to them, so they can do that, like what fans do.
Exactly. Exactly. So yes, and the caller who just made the comment that people are bashing the athletes. To be honest with you, I can count on one hand the 1 or 2 people who, and they have a right to feel how they feel, who might say something negative. But 99% of the viewers and the supporters and the commenters, they are in support. They understand the move that the athletes have made and the reason behind it. They understand. But understanding the move that athletes made and reconciling with their own feelings is a totally different ball game. It's a hard pill to swallow. So people are going to be in their feelings. I've been following track and field from the idea of my knee. The only time I ever cut class, and when me cut class to go track and field meet at the stadium when me go to college. Me cut class just to go to track and field meet. That's how much me love the sport. But guess what? I understand. As one who who left for greener pastures myself. I understand. And dare anybody, if anybody had tried to stand in my way at the time when I decided to leave. You understand me?
I say you kick down your door.
Yes, man. Kick down the door. Offers were made to me. Listen to me, I was working at a particular institution. I won't name the institution right now, but I was working at a particular institution for 9 years. Doing well, I would think. And it was when I was leaving, when I went into the office and told them, I am leaving. That was when I was being offered a promotion. And I looked in the administrator's face and I said, too late. And they said to me, I said, okay, I'm just going to test the course. I returned there after 1 year just to visit. And they were, tell me you're coming back, tell me you're coming back, tell me you're coming back for your job. No, I'm just visiting. Yeah. So sometimes if things like these don't happen, as I'm saying, gonna know the use of them tail until the chop off.
So hold on.
Hopefully this will be a wake up call. We've had some of these wake up calls before, you know. But some people sleep dead. So let's hope that this one yeah.
So you're telling me,
That's my
Carla,
two cents.
you're telling me that
Mhm.
if these athletes were approached, right, and they come with the documents, and the government coupled with the J3 can give them 600,000, them not for switch, or they should still go for the switch.
Listen to me. Every man has to do what is in their best interest.
Yeah, but yeah, if
National
it
pride
was
is
the
good.
if it was the money, I get more. It's just based on what you're saying, because you were getting a promotion and you still not take it.
I didn't take it because it was too late.
So in essence, what I'm getting at, it is the fact that they can do better, but they didn't do better.
They didn't do better.
Mm.
They didn't. Look at what's her name? Thomas Dodd. Thomas Dodd shows, I mean, the girl spoke so eloquently, but at the same time, she spoke so passionately. And you want to tell me that fell on deaf ears? It wasn't just that she was in her feelings. If you listen to her keenly, you would understand that this was coming from deep within. And you want to tell me that that fell on deaf ears? One of the things Rajendra said when he spoke, he said, after they came back from the Olympics, Roger called him and asked him, you hear anything from J3 yet? This was like probably months after. And he said, no, we're not hear nothing yet. Why would it take them so long to reach out to these athletes? Especially, I don't remember which one of them who had said just before they went to the Olympics, what they had, I think it's Rajendra, what he had to go through in order to make it to the point where he was now going to go to the Olympics. Because he's the one who's working at Domino's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And none of that registered. The next thing, as it relates to the J3, with all due respect to Garth Gale, is the president, right? If my memory serves me right, he's the president, right?
Yeah.
And he's also the principal for Stets, right?
Stets, no.
Who's the principal for Stets?
What name again?
That's the guy. That's the guy who in charge of ISA, right?
Mm-hmm.
ISA.
Yeah, he's a president.
Okay, so maybe mix them up then. Go that get the clarification.
But he's at a school too, you know. I think he's the principal at Charlemont High School.
Who, Garth Gale?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, the issue I have is J3A needs to be run like an organization and not a party shop.
You know, so me gotta stop you there, so Carla, because I always I put party shop in a things that don't operate properly. And when you look at the potty shops in Jamaica, these
Mm.
potty shops are international, well-run organizations.
Mm.
I want to use one different term. Potty shop,
All right, my
Pot-
terminology might be off tonight, you know.
potty
because
shop,
me
potty shop I
somewhat-
run good, man. You know, so juicy, I expand. Florida and New
Listen,
York. What you say, man?
talk about that. Me try to get one of them franchise, but them sell out.
Man, tell them, Virgin.
Try to get one of them
If you are
franchise, but them sell
franchise, the
out.
thing, the big business they are going with, man. Good business too.
A big business, and me just see the opportunity once them put it out there. Me say, well, me don't know if me have to give up my job or me don't know how me go do it. But me see it as an opportunity and I want to jump on it. But I was a bit too late and replied to me and tell me that all the franchises are sold out at this time. So hopefully next time around or when more open up. But back to what I was saying, the point I was making though, me think they need a CEO for the J3 and not just someone who's managing or operating a school. Because that's a lot of work. Managing and operating a school, running a school is a lot of work. You need somebody who will work full time.
But sorry, the caller. Let me interject again. I think how those constitutions set up is that if it is similar to what is at the JFF, the person who is the general secretary, that person is pretty much the person that does the day-to-day or the daily operation of the federation, you know. So that person in itself would be the CEO of the entity. Yeah.
Well,
so the
I don't know if
president.
they're functioning as a CEO. They might have the title.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
The structure is there,
Mm-hmm.
but is it
Operational?
operating as
Yeah. Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
We need somebody who is going to. And the next question I have, I don't hear Michael Fritter. He's part of the J3, right?
Yeah, I think he's the athlete liaison person too, you know.
And as a former athlete, a standout athlete and a coach himself, I want to, the fact that he's a coach and an athlete, and a member of the J3, that he's limited in what he can say or do on behalf of the athletes. At the same time, it would be a conflict of interest as far as I'm concerned.
Conflict of interest to who? Him?
No, because if he's a coach and he has, of course, just like the issue with Maurice, where Maurice has his track team. He's also principal for GC Foster. And we see the issues that arise when they go to international meets. We hear Taekwondo Trace's side, and we hear their side of it, right? There's always a conflict of interest. How can we get people who are independent of any team, any particular team, to represent the athletes and to manage the team when they go abroad?
I think they would have to appoint that person, but will they? I mean, I don't know.
That is what I'm saying. That is why we need a real structure of an organization with a CEO at the top, who is responsible, who is not working, and it's like the J3 is a side job. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We need a proper structure. We think large. We track and feel history is a storied history that we need to treasure and start treating it as such. We have had several missed opportunities. And I hate to say, I don't want to go back and so nostalgic, but we missed the opportunity during the Usain Bolt era. From 2008, coming all the way up, we missed some great opportunities to put Brand Jamaica out there and to capitalize on those opportunities. We should have had a stadium, a decent stadium by now. We have had several opportunities. I don't know the details of the saga with the Adidas offer versus the Puma offer that we continued with. But from what it sounds like the Puma, the Adidas offer was almost was millions of dollars more, but we settled for the Puma. Is it because we felt loyal to them because they have always been by our side?
Yeah, loyalty.
Loyalty over athletes' interest. I'm sure if they had decided to shake things up, Puma might would have made a better offer. We have missed so many opportunities, and I just feel like it's time for us, for the J3 to be restructured, reorganized, and put the athletes in the position as priority where they're supposed to be. I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but I've been all over the place with what I'm saying, but that's just my thought process right now. But all in all, we're going to be supporting our athletes, those who remain with us and those who are gone abroad. We're going to support them nonetheless. Because once you're a Jamaican, always a Jamaican. And if they do well for Turkey, we're going to still be proud of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Carla.
All right, good night, sir.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself, man.
Yeah, man, respect.
Cool.
Yeah, respect.
I think we can close out the show with that conversation. Yeah. People, who that in our chat? People, who that in our chat? Anyways, I'm going to close out the show now. So I hope, again, this document that we went through, I hope it probably put some light or, shed some clarity. But again, that would have been I would say stupid of them, but anyways, time will be continuing. So we will definitely see what will happen. So yeah, I just wish them the best for them decision. Whatever the decision is, them have to just live with it. Whether it is on the positive or the negative end. Doreen, big up yourself, man. Tavia, what go on? You laugh, so Tavia. Anyways, may I end the show, people. Big up on yourself. Thanks for joining us again. Stay safe. Until next time. For the next show, then we're going to talk about what is left of trials. And as usual, them call with the hype section. So we're going to move out of the mode here. And we are going to the hype mode. Yeah, man. Look out for the hype section. You see me? Hype section. You see me? So, yeah. Look out. So, bless up to everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Yeah? Peace out.
Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.